Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into quite a significant legal development coming out of Kerala. It involves the Muqtadir Gold and Diamonds scam. The High Court has just issued notice on a plea, a request really, to shift the investigation, to move it from the state police over to the CBI.
That's right. It's a big move.
Yeah, so our goal today is, well, to unpack this alleged fraud. We need to understand the claims about the police maybe not doing enough and figure out why a central agency like the CBI is being called in. Because it sounds like a pretty tangled financial mess.
It really does. And the scale is, frankly, alarming.
Alarming is the word. I mean, this isn't just a few bad investments, is it? We're hearing figures, potentially 1,000 crore fraud, affecting thousands of people. And there are these allegations about using religion, getting public figures involved. It feels huge, spanning states, even borders.
Absolutely. And, it often starts with the victims making noise. There's a group, the Niyama Sahaya Samithi. Yeah. They're a registered society representing 242 victims right now. They've gone to the High Court. Their members alone, they claim, lost nearly 50 crore.
50 crore from just those 242 people. Wow.
Yeah. But the petition suggests, the total fraud could be much bigger, possibly over that 1,000 crore mark you mentioned. It seems to stretch across Kerala, Mumbai, even into the Gulf. And the founder, the CEO, Mohammed Manzoor Abdul Salam, apparently he's absconding now.
1,000 crore.
Yeah.
That number's just staggering.
Yeah.
So how do they allegedly pull people in? What was the hook?
Well, it looks like a mix of things. Pretty standard tactics in some ways, but effective. They apparently advertised discounted gold, said they'd waive making charges, which is always attractive.
So that gets attention.
And promised high returns. They even had formal agreements like memoranda executed, assuring people they'd get their gold or their money back, plus bonuses. But then after collecting the deposits, the allegation is nothing. No gold, no returns.
Okay, but you mentioned something earlier about exploiting religious sentiment. That seems particularly calculated.
It does. That's a really critical part of the allegations here. They apparently branded the schemes as halal business. And they're accused of deliberately bringing in religious leaders, presumably to add this layer of, credibility and trust.
Using faith like that? That's deeply concerning. It builds a different kind of trust, doesn't it?
Exactly. It potentially makes people less likely to question things early on. And it wasn't subtle either. These ads were apparently quite prominent. Major Malayalam papers, national dailies too, often featuring endorsements, reportedly from politicians, celebrities, community leaders.
The widespread advertising, big promises, religious angle.
Yeah.
And yet, despite all this, and you said 81 FIRs, right?
At least 81 FIRs, yeah, registered across Kerala.
But the victims, the society, they're alleging inaction, inefficiency, even lethargy from the state police.
Yeah.
They're saying properties haven't been attached, funds haven't been traced, including 50 crore potentially sent overseas?
That's the claim. And it connects to another angle. There are reports suggesting massive tax evasion, too. The income tax department supposedly found something like 380 crore in evaded taxes. So it's not just about the investors lost money. There are wider economic issues.
Which makes the alleged police inaction even more serious, I suppose.
It certainly raises questions.
And that leads us straight to this plea for central intervention. They want the CBI involved and Interpol.
Yes, the petition is asking for the CBI takeover and for Interpol, acting through India's National Central Bureau, to issue international alerts. Specifically, a red corner notice that's for arrest and a silver notice, which is about locating and freezing assets globally, against the CEO who's apparently absconded. They also want his passport canceled under the Passports Act.
Why the push for central agencies? Why do they think the state police can't handle it?
Well, the argument mirrors what we saw in, say, the Sarada chit fund scam. The petitioners believe that because this allegedly crosses state lines and even international borders with funds moved overseas, only a central agency like the CBI has the reach and resources to really uncover the full conspiracy and crucially trace those assets abroad.
Makes sense. And the charges involved reflect this complexity, right? It's not just simple cheating.
No, it's quite broad. You've got charges under the general criminal law, cheating, fraud, criminal breach of trust, under both the old IPC and the new BNS, but also, importantly, under specific financial laws. The BUDS Act, the Banning of Unregulated Deposit Schemes Act from 2019, is key for tackling these kinds of schemes, plus the Kerala state law protecting depositors. And on top of that, there are pending check bounce cases, too, under the Negotiable Instruments Act. It's a lot.
It really is a complex web. So wrapping this up, this deep dive into the Muqtadir case, it really leaves you thinking, doesn't it? What does
Yeah.
it mean for people's trust, for regulation, when these alleged frauds get so big they cross state lines, cross oceans, and seem to require this massive central response?
It's a crucial question, especially when you see how trust itself, sometimes even faith-based trust, can allegedly be turned into a tool for deception on such a scale.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. Thanks for joining the deep dive.